Okay, kind of recording this on a whim because I felt like it. So no script. If I get off script, that's my bad. Also, if you can hear the fans in the background, it's hot in here. Okay, it skipped it skipped spring and went straight to summer, and yeah, I don't have my air conditioners in the window. It's supposed to rain this weekend. I can't even wash them and put them back in my window. So we are in this predicament of having a loudest box fan in my window. But that's okay. Anyway, spots. Spots are very not friendly to animate at all. Like, like, I personally have kind of screwed myself a little bit because I'm animating characters that their main focus, their main, design is being spotted. And I really have borked myself. But hopefully, with the way that I'm going to be, teaching y'all, it'll make it easier for both me and you to animate spots. So, as you can clearly see, they're not entirely, accurate to the reference, but mostly because I draw Hatch, completely different from how I used to draw them. I need to update their reference sheet to further, represent how I draw them, currently. But it doesn't really matter because the reference is going to be mostly used for me. But, anyway. So, basically, what you're going to want to do, okay? What you're going to want to do is draw out the spots like this. I didn't start recording when I drew the spots because I was talking to my friend about it and on a whim decided I'm going to record a tutorial. I don't know how many tutorials I'm ever going to make. This is only my second. I haven't made a tutorial in at least 5 years, or whenever the paw tutorial was updated or uploaded. So don't come to me expecting exclusively tutorials because I have no idea if or when I will ever record a tutorial ever again. But this is an issue that I'm running into, or an issue that I gave myself. So I figured, I'll just use this as a teaching moment and teach other people how to do it. Now, I use what's called a vector layer in Clip Studio Paint. This will work with raster layers because you can manipulate raster layers the same way that you can manipulate vector layers. Oops, I accidentally saved the canvas. Okay. You can manipulate them the same way. It's just that they lose quality a little bit. Like if I make this smaller, and I expand it again, see, loses quality. Do not argue with me about vector layers in the fucking comments, I swear to God. No, I'm just kidding, you can. But when it comes to vector layers, you can shrink them. Oh, they stay the same, and then you can also expand them. Doesn't really lose quality. They're visualized as raster layers, I will say that. So don't come for me about true vectors and whatever bullshit. Anyway, point is, if you don't have vector layers, it's fine. If you do have vector layers, good! You have the same advantage that I do, in which case you can manipulate them and not lose quality of the line work. I use vector layers to outline both line art and patterning so that I don't lose the quality and I can just move it around as I need it. For instance, spots, if it wasn't obvious. So, we have these, right? We can just take these, and I like to keep the base layer off so that I can actually see the onion skin. So let me just turn them all off. Okay, so usually when you do animation, you would want to make keyframes, but for this specific instance, I don't really use keyframes. I just kind of wing it. But I mean, I did pretty good with the nose right here, so they're pretty consistent overall. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing here. So you basically just take this set of lines, right? And I would do the ear, but the ear can wait. I found out that actually just doing segments of spots is better than doing the entire layer of spots and manipulating them. So we're going to take this layer, right? And we're going to copy it, so Control C. Second layer, And then we'll put it under this layer. And then, let's see, what I want to do, I think, is scoot it over. Keep in mind the like line work. See the line work here? This line right here is this frame, and then the red line, or whatever color you have the past frame set as, is the past frame, like I just said. Keep that in mind, and move the spots roughly the same distance. They don't have to be like perfect, obviously. Like plenty of spots, I'll probably pop up an example on screen that you'll probably notice in the final version of whatever. You might not. It goes by pretty fast, so you're just seeing like this one clip looped. But I don't get it perfect every time. So, but I'm not going to try to get it perfect every time. That's one thing you want to keep in mind when you're working on like anything, is you're not going to get it perfect every time. To yourself, actually I probably shouldn't say that. To overwork yourself trying to get something perfect is going to burn you out. It is going to cause a whole lot more problems than if you just accepted it as it is. Like, there are certain pieces that I just am not that proud of, and like for instance in this piece, I don't really like Slate's face. I don't like Slate's face in this piece, so I'm working on redoing it now with something that I'm happier with. But at the time that I made the piece, I was like, whatever, f it. I'm tired of dealing with this. But anyway, yeah. So just kind of move it over. In this in this specific like frame, their head is actually kind of like squinching, like the perspective of the head is kind of squinching, right? So what you might want to do is you can just cheese it and like not move some spots as far as the others, and then move other spots further, like that. You can just do that, especially if you have raster layers and you don't want to lose too much quality. You can just move it like that. But also, you can kind of combat the loss in quality by drawing over them. I mean, if you're lazy and you don't feel like doing that, that's fine. But I personally would take and transform it entirely, like, and maybe just, you know, squish it a little bit, like keep asking, take the yeah, we got this. Just nope, that's height. Whoops, we want width, so we want to shrink the width just a little bit by like 3 pixels, I would say, and then just kind of scooch. Which actually, I think I may have moved it a bit too. Nope, I didn't. I didn't move it too far. That's fine. Let's see. Keep it like right there, I'd say. Yeah, I'd say that's probably fine. And then we'll take specifically this section, and we will do this, pretty much the same thing. And you can't really see it until after I actually start animating it. Or, not animating it, I am animating it. Until I properly start, like, have more frames. Like, most of the time you won't really notice until that happens. Which is fine. So that's basically what I would do. Actually, I could probably turn the onion skin layer off and just... See? There's a boy in my floor. Nope, just kidding, it's my dog. So this is pretty consistent, I would say, actually. Yeah. So, let's see. When they start moving their head again, they kind of move back, so you want to take this layer that you did not modify too much of and just put it back. I would say to move it up, just take it and move it up. Maybe tilt it just a little bit, and then put it roughly, I should probably have the onion skin on. Let's see. Roughly where it would probably end up. I'm mostly eyeballing it. So, let's see. Okay. So, maybe since their head is moving like, oh, to the side, I haven't animated it yet, but, their love interest is supposed to be stroking like their jaw and bringing their hand, or her hand, sorry, her hand like across her, their chin. Pronouns. Okay. And guiding their head up. So that's basically the entire vibe that we're going for. I would say that this is relatively accurate, but it also looks a little bit weird up here, so let's take this and we'll squoosh it by like 2 pixels. Move it over a little bit. Take this, probably tilt it a little bit more like that. And the spots up here are kind of moving again, so we'll just take and we will just like adjust it to what you think is accurate, you know? It's mostly these spots up here on the side of their head that f me up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But also at the same time, so I need to tilt this back again. That's okay enough for me. Okay, so as you can clearly tell, we f***ed this line a little bit. So the good thing about vector layers is that you can just fix that by just extending this a little bit. Get out of here. Thank you. Nobody likes you. So you can kind of see this line, or this spot kind of changes in size. So you want to probably fix that. If you don't want to fix that, that's okay. You can keep it that way. Like I said, trying to be perfect all the time is like stupid. You can't be perfect. Perfect doesn't exist unless it's like Jesus. So just kind of, whoops. Wait, I didn't even tweak this one. Okay, so this one's kind of same situation. Yeah, we f***ed with it. I just realized my dad is probably gonna watch this video. Oopsie. He saw my caramel dancing video. Cause I like forgot that he was subscribed to my channel, so it was pretty funny though. Like literally, I came downstairs, he was like, I have questions, and I was like, oh god. And he said I got a notification for it, and I was like, oh god. Anyway, I'm gonna go pee, and then so I went to the bathroom, and I come back. Bro plays it out loud on his phone. I'm like, oh, yeah, that, and I start dying laughing, dude. It's like one of my favorite pieces. I say as if every piece that I've ever made of Outer Wilds isn't my favorite piece ever. Genuinely, I made a joke, like, a while back. What if I just became an Outer Wilds content creator? I meant that as a joke. And then it became a serious. Okay, you have situations like this where this eye squishes up and obviously it's like right there under their eyeball. So you can move that if you want to. I'm going to solely because I have the ability to. If you want to use like a liquify tool for raster layers and such, you can. But I'm just going to take the vectors and move them up. And then get rid of the little tippy tips. And it looks like a little bit strange sometimes, but also, I don't know, probably adds immersion a little bit. So I'm just going to scooch that up a little bit. See how I've scooted this one up to also be somewhat consistent? I'm not entirely sure what else to like go over because I'm just animating like spots. How do people make tutorials? Now this is a pretty drastic like movement down, so I'm going to take this. Oops. I'm going to take this layer again and use it. If you need to, you can also flip the canvas, see if that gives you a different perspective. If it don't, it's okay. Honestly, sometimes consistency can be a little bit difficult too when you aren't that consistent with the rest of the line work, which is fine, but just keep in mind. To be honest, their ear spots aren't that consistent either. Like, the cheek, like right in their like freckle area, I guess you'd call it. That's consistent to some degree, but nothing else is. It's pretty funny. See how that is? We. It's good enough to me. Like, I'm sure this spot on the ear will probably look fine when I add the rest of the spots. And if it doesn't, well, I don't care. I'm dedicated, but I'm not that dedicated, you know? But yeah, that's how to animate spots. I hope this helped you in some regard. If it didn't help you, skill issue? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, that's so mean. Okay. No. I don't know. Just keep getting at it. Keep going, you know? I feel like a lot of artists, honestly, end up losing their passion somewhere along the way, and I did as well. You know, I lost a pretty significant amount of my passion for this craft, I guess you'd say, and Outer Wilds specifically has pulled me out of it, and it's my entire personality now. I'm mostly kidding, but I haven't felt this desire to create in a very long time. So I am excited to make more, and I hope that y'all will join me. And if you don't join me, that's completely okay. I will say that there's heavy spoilers, but also if you haven't yet, I would definitely recommend checking out the game. If you don't want to check out the game, like, play it yourself. Okay. Why wouldn't you though? No, I'm just kidding. you could I think Jacksepticeye played it. I haven't watched his playthrough of it. But also I kind of don't want to, because I don't know, I'm a little bit weird currently about consuming other Outer Wilds like media. I don't know how to explain it. I tried explaining it to my friend when we was on call one day, and I failed. Jesus, what was that voice crack? If you couldn't tell, my voice is and I don't really know why. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel a little bit weird consuming other people's Outer Wilds media. It's hard to explain. I'm sure other people probably feel the same about like different stuff. Aside from mods, I've played basically every mod there is on the Outer Wilds like mod page thingy. I don't know. I need more mods. Somebody make more mods, please. Make more like story mods that are very, very interesting. And also, if people could make a mod where everybody is like gone. Can somebody make a mod where they remove every character in the game so that I can have background references, please? And I don't have to like edit it out. Literally, I have to pull this number. And like I can. And for comic purposes, it's easier just to like paint over characters, but I'd rather not. Especially for animation purposes, I need, please. Editing star here? This was very obviously a joke. I'll eventually figure out how to mod the game myself. I just struggle a little bit with retaining information in a written fashion as opposed to a visual fashion. So if somebody made like a video tutorial on how to mod Outer Wilds with like everything, I would probably understand it a lot more. However, there is none. There's none. So I'm just gonna have to figure it out myself. On top of that, there's a lot of specifics that I would like to have in the game. Like, I don't know, rockers still rocking, if I can do that. Just so that I have the model of the rocker instead of, and can just animate the character in it. If I decide to animate like Rutile or something like that. Probably won't. I will say currently, all I'm doing is using mods that are already created that have conveniently characters out of place, or the base game conveniently has characters out of the way. For instance, a mod that I used for Slate to be out of the shot, I used the mod Origins that I forgot to credit in my video, because Slate is standing at the top of the launch pad instead of sitting at the campfire like they usually do. And there's another mod that I'm going to have to use for a specific place with a specific thing with its eyes open to add more immersion to an AMV that I'm working on. I also used the base game of Hornfels being actually on the bottom floor of the museum to get the one shot of them at their whatever it's called. I don't know, it would just be convenience for me. And on top of that, I would also like to mod the stranger itself to look different so that I don't have to draw the backgrounds and keep in mind what building goes where. A lot of people that make comics do that. I'm lazy. I would rather not have to do that. But anyway, I'll figure it out. It'll be fine. But yeah. Anyway, there's more on Patreon. If you want to support me in my endeavors, you can click the link in the description and stuff like that. If you want to just support me and give me money and get something in return, like something physical in return, I have a shop with prints and stuff, and then I also have my Teespring store with shirts and stuff. I might sell Outer Wilds stuff, or specifically Stranger Wilds. That's what my AU is called. I don't really know of what yet, except maybe like stickers. Most of what I sell is stickers and prints and such. But yeah, goodbye.